Sri Gurubhyo Namaha. Welcome to our online Kashmir Cultural Heritage Awareness Series. Today is our 93rd and is going to be by Sri.Seetharaman, historian and specialist in temple architecture. We first begin with our prayer by Srimati Shyamala Srinivasan, a homemaker and now a music student under Dr. Harini Srivatsa. As we all know, Dr. Harini is well known to us and appeared many times in our series, right from our inauguration in August 2021. Shamalaji holds an MA from Madras University and interested in all art forms, music, dance, and drama, besides being a nature lover. Shamalaji?
Namaste, Namaste, Sri Gurubhyo Namaha. Namaskar, Sri Gurubhyo Namaha. ஐந்து கரத்தனை ஆனை முகத்தனை ஐந்து கரத்தனை ஆனை முகத்தனை இந்தின் இளம்பிறை போலும் எயிற்றனை இந்தின் இளம்பிறை போலும் எயிற்றனை நல்தே மகள்தனை ஞான கொழுந்தினை நல்தி மகள்தனை ஞான கொழுந்தினை உந்தியில் வைத்தடி போற்றுகின்றேன் புந்தியில் வைத்தடி போற்றுகின்றேன் புந்தியில் வைத்தடி போற்றுகின்றேன்.
Thank you, Shamlaji. That is very appropriate for the title we are going to be presenting. Thank you so much for joining and for the preparation at a very short notice. We look forward to seeing you again. Thank you.
Thanks a lot. Thank you.
We thank Sri Kanchi Mutt for our ongoing Kashmir initiatives and offer our Namaskaram to His Holiness Sri Shankara Vijayendra Saraswati Swami. As we all know, Sri Kanchi Mutt has been in the forefront, modestly working with the sole aim of national integration, spiritual enlightenment, and preserving the uniqueness of Kashmir, as Kashmir is our cultural heritage. Before I bring Seetharamanji on board, just want to say a few words about him. Seetharamanji is known to me very well, more as an entrepreneur and as a creator of two great retirement communities near Kumbakonam. Yes, one at Srivatsam and the other one is Kaustubam. I happened to see, I'm a regular visitor there. Whenever I go to Kumbakonam, I get an opportunity to go and meet with Seetharaman. And this time, I received a flyer from them, which I am displaying now, which is, as you could see, it's very much connected with Kashmir. And the program is going on, conducted by Sri T.K.V. Rajan. Sri Rajan, a well-known archaeologist, is known to us and appeared in our series very early. That was the 11th in our series in 2021 and made a great presentation on why Kashmir is important. I could see that he has been quietly promoting Kashmir's rich heritage, mainly reaching to students in colleges and schools. This is where Seetharaman spoke on Kashmir, as you can see on the right side. I thought Rajanji would be the right person to introduce Seetharaman and welcome him to our series today. Rajanji.
Thank you very much, Mr. Shankar. This gives me an opportunity to talk about you, which I am long pending from my side. Kindly allow me to talk the contribution which you have been making, progress of the Kashmir. So I take this opportunity to offer my heartfelt appreciation to Mr. Shankar for his indefatigable service he's rendering to promote the awareness program and the glorious history of Kashmir. This is Kashmir Cultural Heritage 93rd Awareness Serial in association with Maadyama Dharma Samajam and Kanji Kamakodi Seva Sangam, USA. I think this is the only portal available in the world which is transmitting the glories and wisdom of Kashmir for the past 3 years. It is incredible. Okay. Here I wish to emphasize because of Ms. Shankar's hard work and commitment, these educative videos are seeing the light of the day. He is able to identify the scholars and teachers who are specialists in Kashmir history and culture, invite them to deliver lectures on Kashmir. He has been doing this dedicated service without any expectations. I know he's a lone crusader to bring this lost glory of Kashmir value. Here I'm happy to tell you that Shankar was conferred with the award, Social Bravery Award for promoting cultural history of Kashmir and South by Sri Manoj Sinha, Lieutenant Governor of Jammu and Kashmir. Hearty congratulations, Mr. Shankar. Here I wish to acknowledge that I was the one invited by Shankar 3 years ago to deliver a lecture on archaeology of Kashmir. On behalf of millions of well-wishers, I am wishing Mr. Shankar for more success in his mission of transmitting the essential knowledge and wisdom of Kashmir. Here, Mr. Shankar also told me those who are interested to know more about Kashmir, they can go through all the 93 videos. All the videos are studded with the information regarding the glorious history and culture of Kashmir, which you cannot get anywhere. So I'll be happy, I'll be very grateful. I'm also requesting the students, researchers to see these videos often and get more information about it. Thank you, Shankar. Now, it is my pleasure to introduce our guest speaker, historian Seetharaman, who is well-known historian and specialist in temple architecture, and he has achieved many accomplishments in his respective field. He has delivered more than 100 lectures on South Indian temple architecture, evolution of religious cult in Tamil Nadu, and comparative study of Saiva literature and Kashmir Saivism, with special reference to Thirumoolar and Abhinava Gupta, the father of Kashmir Saiva philosophy. His research on the date of Saiva Saint Manika Vasagar and Vaishnava Saint Andal are well appreciated by the scholars. Mr. Seetharaman is author of books including Payanavil Varalaru, Ilakkiya Inbam, both in Tamil. Mr. Seetharaman is a Rotarian and received the prestigious Vibrant President Award. He is the managing director of Saivism, a residential senior living community near Kumbakonam, where he organized more than 1,600 cultural religious events and programs for the senior citizen within 3 years. It's incredible. For he received the award Best Senior Citizen Community Living Homes. It is a record indeed. He received several awards, including Indian Construction and Design Award from Indian Economic Development Research Association, New Delhi, and Aburu Ratna by His Holiness Kanchi Pidadipati Jagadguru Bhujya Sri Vijayendra Saraswati Shankaracharya Swamigal. Today he is going to deliver a lecture on Trika Saivism of Kashmir, resembling Thirumoolar, Thirumandiram. I am sure that we all will benefit from his inspiring lecture. Over to the speaker, historian Seetharaman.
Thank you, Rajan sir. I never expected that it will be an introduction about me, but it is really very nice of you for those kind words. And you are a well-wisher, as you have always been saying. We have enough research material here, including the program you made. And also, I want to display the book Rajan has
Oh,
published, and it's available. You can contact him, and the details and all I'll furnish later on.
the Kashmir, the
Thank you
crown
so
of
much.
India. Thank you. And Mr. Shankar, this is not my view. I'm representing thousands of best wishes for you. Okay. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you for
Great,
joining
great.
Mr. Seetharaman at a short notice. And we are very happy to have you and adding the new dimension, Tamil and Kashmiri connection. A lot of people have contacted me, and they're very, very keen to watch your program today. I'm sure we will continue more on these links.
Thank you, sir. It was my great pleasure to come and have a talk with your fantastic forum with the elite crowd of learned personalities. So I would like to express my sincere thanks to Mr. Sri TKV Rajan, not only for his novelistic introduction about me, for giving me such a great opportunity. The first I have spoken the subject in one of his exhibition held at Srivatsam. So thank you so much for both. Since Mr. Shankar has initiated, Mrs. TKV Rajan rightly spotted him and explaining his services, noble services in the area of academics. Thank you, sir. Today, we are going to discuss some essential spiritualistic ideology called Kashmir Saivism. It is famously known as Trika Saivism. Also, we are going to relate that great spiritualistic theory with the great sage Thirumoolar of Tamil Nadu. Thank you so much. I begin my small talk by worshipping the Pada Kamalams of Sri Kanchi Pitadipati, Sri Vijayendra Saraswati Swamigal, and Entaro Mahanubavalu Antarikya Vandanamu. எண்ணிய முடிதல் வேண்டும், நல்லவே எண்ணல் வேண்டும், திண்ணிய நெஞ்சம் வேண்டும், தெளிந்த நல் அறிவு வேண்டும் என்ற பாரதியின் வரிகளை தியானித்து I'm going to share some great knowledge propagated by the greatest souls of Bharat. I'm going to begin with a Puranic story. There are plenty of Puranas, Agamas, Upanishads are available in our glorious Bharat. One such Purana is called Nilmata Purana. It describes the origin of Kashmir from the Satisar lake. Once a demon, Jalodbhava, was blessed with immortality by Lord Brahma. As long as he was in the waters of the Satisar lake, he will not be died. So his demonic behavior towards the Nagas and the humans around the valley increased day by day. So which forced sage Kashyapa and his son Nila to seek help from Lord Mahavishnu. So the mighty god emptied the Satisar lake and destroyed the demon with his Chakrayuda. With all the water drained from the valley, sage Kashyap approached the three Devis, Parvati, Lakshmi, and Ma Saraswati. So beseeching them to flow down from the heavens. Goddess Parvati surged out of river Vitasta. It is called Jhelum today, originating from the Varinox spring in the Pir Panjal range. Goddess Lakshmi cascaded as the Vesha river, and Mata Saraswati flowed down as Rumbiara river, reviving the lifeless place. So the lush valley came to be named as Kashmir after the sage Kashyapa. So life begins at the Kashmir valley because of the sage Kashyapa, the place called Kashmir. This is our Puranic story. So what Kashmir has given to the world? That is what we are going to see in detail. As you all know, the archaeologist Sri Rajan has given so much of information in terms of socio-economic life in Kashmir, political history of Kashmir, the glory of art and architecture of Kashmir. He has explained in his exhibition through so many informations with photographs. Here, I'm going to talk about the great philosophy originated from Kashmir, and also it is highly connected to Tamil Nadu. So the Kashmir Saivism directly originated from Lord Shiva. It is well defined by Lord Shiva, carried out by the great sages, and well established in the great Sharda Beat of Kashmir Valley, which is now shattered and unnoticed in the Neelam Valley of Pakistan occupied Kashmir. Throughout the history of Kashmir, Kashmir has been, so probably I can put it in these words, throughout the history of mankind, throughout the history of Bharat, Kashmir has been one of the glorious place, greatest center of learning. It has a special role in propagating the culture of Bharat. The Sarda Peeth, that was the center of propagating our Bharat culture through centuries. According to history, the glory of Kashmir getting faded from the later part of 13th century. So the famous Trika philosophy from Kashmir, as far as my knowledge concerned in terms of philosophy, or as far as the Indian sages, the great sages, they are all of the opinion that is the supreme philosophy of the world has ever known. In fact, within the short span of time, we cannot get into the Trika philosophy into its length and breadth and depth of this greatest philosophy. But we are definitely going to see some essential part of the Trika philosophy. What is Trika philosophy? The name itself, Trika means triple or threefold. So the concept of Kashmir Saivism is the Trika science of Shiva, Shakti, and the Nara. The Shiva, Shakti, and Nara, these three godly aspects rightly emerged from three godly energies called Para, Parapara, and Abara. These three energies of which the threefold system is fantastically composed. Para is nothing but the Hindu god Lord Shiva. Parabara is a goddess Shakti, and Apara refer the Nara. In a simple language, according to the Trika philosophy, we can put it in one line. What is Trika Saivism? Nara is a spiritual aspirant who seeks para through parabara. So Trika Saivism emphasizes that Shiva and the individual soul are one and the same. It is originated from, it is also called a great tantra of North. The word tantra in the northern philosophies are very common, but in southern philosophies it is not common. It is only available with the great sage Thirumoolar. So the tantras have been revealed by Lord Shiva through his 5 mouths: Satyajota, Vamadeva, Agora, Tatpurusha, and Ishana. These 5 faces, representing 5 energies called Sit Shakti, which is consciousness in nature, Ananta Shakti, which is bliss in nature, Icha Shakti, it's a will, Jnana Shakti is knowledge, and Kriya Shakti is action, respectively. When these energies of Lord Shiva unite with each other in a way, it takes around 63 Bhairava mantras came out of that multiple permutation and combination of adding these energies one another, which are purely monistic in philosophical nature. This exact approach explained in Tantra is the philosophy called Trika Saivism of North. Eventually, this great knowledge were lost, and with the dawn of Kali age, when darkness prevailed everywhere, Lord Shiva was roaming on the Mount Kailasha. He was touched with pity for the suffering people, which resulted from ignorance. So he called the great sage called Durvasa to revive the agamic teachings and spread them amongst the people. So the sage Durvasa divided the whole lore into 3 major sections, major philosophical sections called Dvaita, Dvaitadvaita, and Advaita. He then imparted their knowledge to his mind-born sons. Underline the word mind-born sons. What is mind-born sons? When rishis like Durvasa, Kashyapa, they are all powered with plenty of penance. The moment they thought of something that will emerge in the world in the next second. So as soon as Lord Shiva ordered him to restore the agamic philosophies into the world, he thought of something. So there are 3 mind sons immediately born. They are called Srinatha, Amartaga, and Trayambaka. So he imparted their knowledge to his mind-born sons immediately. Thus came into existence the 3 tantric schools known after the propounders of Kashmiri Saivism. So the Trika Saivism is well established and operated through some school of thoughts. It has 4 great subsystems. They are called Spanda system, the Pratyabhijana system, Kula system, and Krama system. These 4 systems, which form one part of the Trika system, all accept and are based on the same scriptures, which are Agamas, created by Lord Shiva himself. These tantras are divided into 3 top classes. Basically, the Kashmiri Saivism, famously known as Trika Saivism, well established from 98 agamas which were existed during the time. So these 98 are classified into 3 classes. One class is that of monistic. They are called Bhairava Tantras. The second group of Tantras is founded on the mono-dualistic aspect of Kashmiri Saivism. These Tantras are called Rudra Tantras. The third class is based on dualistic Saivism. These Tantras are called Shiva Tantras. All these 3 Tantras from the scriptures, from the 92 agamas of the Saivism created and articulated by Lord Shiva. The monistic Bhairava Shastras are supreme in nature. So in the beginning of speech, we have derived Para is the supreme god, Parabara is the supreme goddess, Nara is from the Apara energy. It's a human form. So these three classes refer three system of the Shastras. The monistic Bhairava Shastras are supreme, having para energy, or 64 in numbers. The mono-dualistic Rudra Shastras are medium, having the energy of Parabara and are 18 in numbers. And the dualistic Shiva Shastras are inferior, which are human and are 10 in number. So if you're adding these three, it comes into 92 agamas will come. Let us see the four subsystem of Trika. Right from the one is called the Sponda school of system. The Sponda school recognizes that nothing can exist without movement. Where there is movement, there is life. Where there is no movement, that is lifelessness. So it comes from the root spond, which means to vibrate, throb, palpitate. So sponda may be accordingly translated as vibration, throb, pulsation. The school is called so because all of its studies are based on movement. So the moment we say about movement, the Sponda school is not referring the physical or mental movement, but the supreme movement known as Shakti, the power of the great Lord. Shakti is this constant pulsation of consciousness that keeps the entire universe alive and kicking. So this is what the Sponda school of philosophy propagates its great philosophy to the world. The second subsystem is called Pratyabhijana system. The moment recognition dawns, you not only instantaneously become divine, but you also realize that you are already a divine. The word Pratyabhijana means to spontaneously once again recognize and realize yourself. Here you have to only to realize. You don't have to practice anything. There are no ubayas in the Pratyabhijana system. You must simply recognize who you are. Wherever you are, whatever you do, whatever the level you are in the spiritual realm, the level of supreme being at the level of yoga or at the level of the lowest being, even someone we call it disgusting, you can recognize your own nature then and there without moving anywhere or doing anything. The lowest level and the highest level both are comes out of the whole divinity, and both are same in terms of the divinity in nature. So that is what the Pratyabhijana system is explaining and propagating the greatest philosophy to the world, which is very important. Anyone can recognize himself. There is no caste, creed, color. You need to be a human being to realize yourself. That's it. That's what the great Pratyabhijana system of Saivism explains. The third one is called Kula system, which is again one among the fantastic theory existed in the Kashmiri Valley. In the Kula system, there is no break in the realization of your own nature, either in the highest or in the lowest cycle. This system therefore teaches you how you can live in totality. The Kula system teaches you how you can live in Chaitanya, the universal consciousness, the real nature of yourself in the act of ascending or descending. While you rise from the lowest to the highest, you realize your nature. And while you descend from the highest to the lowest, you also realize your nature. In fact, the meaning of Kula means totality. In the practice of Kula system, you have to realize the totality of the universe in our particle, in one particle. Take one particle of anything that exists in the world. In that one particle is to be realized the totality of the whole universe. The totality of energy is found in one particle. The theory of, if I simplify the theory of Kula system in a philosophical manner, in a one-liner, everything is full of one thing, and one thing is full of all things. Vijana system teaches you how you realize your own nature in one place and exist there and reside there permanently. While the Kula system teaches you how can rise from the lowest degree to the highest degree, and all the while experience the nature of yourself on the same level and state. Shiva, which is realized in Prithvi level, Prithvi Tattva, or on the earth, in other words, is the same level, the same reality of Shiva, which is realized in Shiva Tattva. So the realization, this is what you see, what kind of fantastic philosophies were existed. No discrimination, no superpower, no lower power, no Brahman, no Panjaman. Anybody can realize the enlightenment from the earth. Anybody can realize oneself in the Shiva Tantra. So both are same. That is what the system of Kula taught to the entire world. There, the next one is Krama. The name itself tells you. Krama means sequence, succession, a kind of series. The word Krama means succession, sequence, and a series. Why I am repeating this here? The previous two tattvas, Pratyabhijana and Kula, which doesn't have space and time, no limitation. It goes directly beyond time and space. But in the Krama system, it Krama system teaches 12 stages. The system mentions the names of 12 goddesses known as Kali. Each of this Kali is associated with one of the 12 stages of the perpetual process. So these four systems, when do we know? How do we know? There is a great Kashmiri Saivism existed. It is called Trika Saivism. And this Trika Saivism is operated through four great subsystems. How do we know? We came to know a great sage, a great pandit, whatever the best words you can put it, prefixes to this great gentleman, Acharya Abhinav Gupta of Kashmir, who is the great personality who compiled the existing Trika Saivism of Kashmir, and all these four. We have seen four subsystems, no? Spanda, Pratyabhijana, Kula, and Krama. These four existed in various times and all connected by Acharya Vinavgupta. He is the master of Kula school of Saivism. He wrote commentaries elucidating various texts and schools of thought. His ability to clarify the meaning of ancient texts through the application of reason and logic and through his personal experience of religious practice helped to popularize the Kashmiri Saivism. He has done a great work called Tantra Loka, Light of the Tandras on the Tandras. He is not only a person of philosophy, he wrote so many things on aesthetics, music, variety of subjects. He has done poetries, dramas. Such a great personality who compiled and established the Kashmiri Saivism in a fantastic manner. It can be classified, the Kashmir Saivism can be classified sorry, in between the mic got off. Hello? Can you hear me? Hello?
Yeah, it's okay now. Please go ahead.
Okay. So, Kashmir Saivism teaches that monistic thought can be practiced by anyone, man or woman, without the restriction of caste, creed, or color. Kashmir Saivism, therefore, is a universal system, pure, real, and substantial in every subject, with every respect. It gives you the positive philosophy and realistic in approach to life. It particularly saying about Kashmiri philosophy, it doesn't set any caste, creed, or religion. It is common to everyone, and it has been well established by Acharya Vinavgupta. His clarity expressions about this philosophy, one of his greatest work called Paramartha Sara, as follows. It is in me that this universe reveals itself, like vases and other objects in a spotless mirror. From me, everything arises, just as the many different dreams arise from sleep. It is I whose form is this universe, just as body has hands, feet, and sense organs. It is I who shines in everything, like a light shining in different forms. So, this is a kind of confidence Acharya Vinavgupta expresses. Clarity comes out of clarity, confusion comes out of confusion. From the expression of Acharya Vinavgupta, we can easily perceive the Trika Saivism of Kashmir enlightens you very easily. From this note, I'm concluding the explanation about Trika Saivism, and I'm going to explain how it relates to the great sage Thirumoolar of Tamil Nadu. So there is a great philosophy, it's a great belief that Thirumoolar comes from Kashmir Valley. So we can talk so many things. When it comes to a forum like this, when we are exchanging the knowledge about some ideas, particularly archaeologists, historians, they have the responsibility to produce some evidences of what they are talking. So when we say Thirumoolar comes from the north, how do we say? We all know, some few moments back, we have talked about Acharya Abhinavagupta. He lived between 975 AD to 1025 AD. It also varies historian to historian. Some say he lived between 920 to 1020. Some says between 950 to 1025. Some says between 975 to 1025 AD. However, between the 975 to 1025, it comes under common platform. So that is for sure with many historians. Why I am particular about this timings between 975 and 1025? There is a reason. Because in South India, particularly in Tamil Nadu, that was the time the greatest Chola king, Rajaraja Cholan and Rajendra Cholan, who were ruling the Chola country with all great aspects in terms of governance, promotion of art and architectures in many forms, plenty of artistic temples. Even today, we can easily say Tanjore Bhagadishwara temple is the biggest of South Indian temples. Not only the temple building activities are on peak, the compiling of the great old philosophies and great nine works are in the period of Rajaraja. During Rajaraja's period, one among his ministers, Nambiandar Nambi, who compiled the great works of all nine Mars in 11 Thirumarais, which consist of Thirumoolar's Thirumandiram. Later, in a century later, Sekidar has compiled again all this 11. Along with his, there are 12 Thirumarais which are compiled during this particular time between 975 to 1025. Comparing North Indian philosophies, as we have seen in detail, they are called tantras. They are well established and they are monistic in nature. Underline this monistic nature of philosophy. In South India, when Thirumurais are being compiled, out of this 12, Thirumandiram is standing alone, which is also briefly as well as in detail, it talks about the monastic Saivism of his 3,000 plus mantras. So how do we know that he is from sage, the great Am I audible, sir? Am I
Uh,
audible? Can I go ahead?
yeah, go ahead, please. Now it's okay.
Hello, sir?
Yeah, I can hear
Hello?
you. Now I can hear you.
Am I audible now?
Yes.
Was something lost?
No.
Can I
Yeah. Start with that monastic Saivism you were talking.
Yes. So I was particular about the timing between 975 to 1025 AD. So in the north, Acharya Abhinav Gupta established the Trika system of Kashmiri Saivism. The same time in South India, the great Chola king Rajaraja and Rajendra, they have compiled all the Saiva Thirumarais. Among that 12 Saiva Thirumarais, Thirumandiram is the one which talks about the monastic Saivism. Now, he also believed that he comes from North India. The great sage Sekidar mentions in one of the verses that he is from North India. One of the great historians of North called the Sashir Kumar Gupta, he particularly mentions that he is from Kashmir. So, in the field of research, there are two evidences are to be considered. One is external evidences and other one is the internal evidences. What we have seen as evidences from Sekidar and Sashir Kumar Gupta is an external one. The internal one, in Thirumoolar's Thirumandiram, one of his Thirumandiram, he says a kind of disclaim. He has given us Kailai Vali Vandeen. Kailai Vali Vandeen. Vandeen is the past tense of arrival. So if he goes to Kailasam from Tamil Nadu, he must have seen I have gone to Kailai. But he said Kailai Vali Vandeen. So when he himself says that he has come from Kailai, we can definitely believe that the great sage comes from North India, particularly from Kashmir. So he is the one in Tamil Nadu. The Thirumandiram is the earliest known Tamil treatise on yoga. The text is considered to be both a devotional work as well as a tantric text. Underline the word tantric. Out of 12 Thirumurais, Thirumandiram is the only one text which talks about Tantra, which is divided into 9 Tantras. And the Siddha tradition, Tamil Siddha tradition, can be said an offshoot of the pan-Indian tantric system. It goes more technically. The Thirumoolar's Thirumandiram uses the body and the mind as a tool to go beyond the limitations of time, space, and casuation. Unlike the other philosophical schools that usually dismisses the body as an embodiment, the Tamil Siddhas place great emphasis on the role of body and mind to reach the supreme state of consciousness. While both Vedanta and Agama are considered as the basis of the school of philosophy, Agamas are considered to be more specific and pragmatic than the Vedanta. I'm giving a pause here. So the southern school of philosophy, particularly Thirumandiram, based out of Agamas, than the Vedanta. The same way, the Kashmiri Saivism, famously known as Trika Saivism, based out of 92 Agamas from Lord Shiva. So this is one of the identical match between these two philosophies. Before Adi Shankara established just the great monistic philosophy called Advaita in Tamil Nadu, it is well established by the great Thirumoolar, who comes from Kashmir. Among all the philosophies of the world has ever known, the monistic Saivism, which can take you to the God, which can teach you as a God, which also teaches you and the God are one and the same. So that is by Thirumoolar. He established very well. He also Thirumoolar also adopts the same technology as the Trika Saivism adopts the Nara, Para, and Parapara. In many of his verses, you can literally see the words Nara, Para, and Parapara. So this kind of uniformities are very much common in Trika Saivism and Thirumoolar, Thirumandiram. With that great note, the greatest philosophy of Kashmiri Saivism and the greatest philosophy expressed by Thirumandiram are very much in common in terms of philosophies, which also gives us the clarity that India is always from Kashmir to Kanyakumari. It has the same culture, it has the same kind of religion, and it has the philosophy to say to the whole world that the greatest philosophy of monistic Saivism. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for the greatest opportunity.
Thank you, sir. That is where the great Tamil connection comes. When you say Kashmir to, the Tamil Nadu, all because of
Yes,
Thirumandiram and Thirumoolar. That is the main route.
yes, yes. Yes, your question is fantastic. I can put it in this way. How Thirumoolar is standing aloof in the clan of Tamil Siddhas. There are several Tamil Siddhas were available. For example, Agatyar, Konganavar, Bogar. They are all great Tamil Siddhas. They all gave so many scripts. Apart from Thirumoolar, generally the Tamil Siddhas are talking about the medicinal preparation and alchemy. Thirumoolar is the only person who never talks about the medicinal preparations or alchemy. He's the only person who divided the philosophy into 9 tandras. In each tandras, he defines.
Can hear
Okay,
you.
let me explain the tantras given by the sage Thirumoolar. His work begins with code of ethics in the first tantram, Saiva Puranic and 5 acts of Lord Shiva: creation, sustenance, dissolution of both the macrocosm and microcosm. In his third tantram, he explained about Ashtanga Yoga, such as Paryanga Yoga and Kesari Yoga are the themes of Tantram 3. In the fourth Tantram, he explains about various chakras. In the fifth Tantram, he discusses about themes of an Agama in 4 levels of jnanas. Sariya, it is called Sariya, Kriya, Yoga, and Jnana. You can compare this with Trika Saivism, the 4 subsystem. Spanda, Pratyabhijana, Kula, and Krama. Like that, among Thirumoolar's 9 tantras, the 4th tantra detailedly explains about Charya, Kriya, Yoga, and Jnana. The 5th one. 4 is exclusively dealt with all the chakras in the body. The 6th one, which is very important, which is the exact match with the Trika Saivism. The 6th tantram, the 3 concepts of knower, known, and the object of knowledge are discussed along with the behavior of a true Shiva. 7th tantram explains about the rituals during life and post-death. The 8th one talks about various level of consciousness and the various level of experiences of souls. The 9th one, he detailedly discussing about the Panchachara Mahimas. Like in the north, Thirumoolar is the only person in Tamil Nadu who explains his idea as tantras. With this note, I conclude my speech. Thank you so much.
Sir, thank you so much. Actually, just want to touch upon one point. You talked about Samatvam, so which is really interesting that Samatvam existed from those days, right?
Hello.
I was just mentioning about Samatvam.
I'm not able to hear you. Hello. Sir,
Rajan, can you hear?
I can hear you. I can hear you. Yes.
But I cannot hear you.
I was just mentioning about Samatvam, what you mentioned.
Mr. Shankar?
Yes. Some problem, I think, at your end, your mic system.
நான் சடனாக கடைசி நேரத்தில் தொந்தரவு பண்ணுறதேன்.
கேட்கறது இல்ல now இல்ல mic is again it's muted. Rajan sir, I was just telling about the Samatvam that he talked about. Just wanted to emphasize that it existed long before. We all think it is something new. Can you hear?
Can you hear me, Mr. He's asking about the Samatvam which you mentioned. Samatvam, did they accept in those days?
Okay, now I think it should work. Sir, go ahead. Now I could see it's unmuted.
Sir, it's okay. Okay.
எனக்கு வரல.
இல்ல கேக்குது. I can hear you. கேட்கல இல்ல? Hello. Yeah, go ahead.
அவருடைய ப்ராப்பர்ட்டிஸ் ஏதாவது
கேக்குது, I can hear you. Go ahead.
We can hear you. Please go ahead.
ஓகே
Please.
பட் Mr. Shankar, can you hear me?
Yeah, yes, go ahead. Yes.
But I cannot hear you. There is some technical fault.
I think if you touched it, it goes
Thank
away.
you, sir.
Without
Thank you
touching,
so
you
much.
should talk. Yes, thank you very
Thank you so
much.
much for the
And
great opportunity
we
to
will
express
conclude
something.
this today,
Thank you.
and maybe
And I sincerely
continue again in near
express
future.
my gratitude to Sri TKV Rajan for giving me such
So
a great
Rajan sir,
opportunity
you
to
want
talk
to
about
say any concluding
Kashmiri
remarks?
Saivism.
Well, I think it's a welcome departure from the regular type of thinking. Linking Kanyakumari, linking Tamil Nadu and Kashmir is actually one of the archaeological investigation which we do. For example, from Adichanallur to Barsoha in Kashmir. Now, Seetharaman is doing a human services linking Tamil Nadu and Kashmir through spirituality and philosophy of Kashmir. It's a fantastic, sir. It's a new beginning for the new vistas. So I think all the research scholars of the world will take it up as a kind of what you call the scope for doing further research. We are expecting more from Seetharaman, and he's doing a lot of research on that. I hope he will
That's very
invite us
nice.
again and again. Yes.
Sure, absolutely. And also he touched upon Rajaraja Cholan period,
Yes.
where it all started. So
Exactly. Yes.
thank you very much, and I'll stay in touch with you, and we will explore more topics like this.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, viewers. Today's was very interesting by an entrepreneur who is also an historian and connected with temple architecture. Very interesting that he brought this as Rajan, archaeologist Rajan explained. It's a great connection, Tamil connection with Kashmir, and we will try to explore this more with the help of archaeologists around. Thank you, all the support we are getting from Kanchi Mutt on streaming through kamkodi.tv and Kanchi Mutt YouTube and Facebook channels, and also our leading Tamil newspaper Dinamalar for covering our events. Will we meet sometime again next month? Jai Shankara.